Miss Shara, and I have a very special friend I want to introduce you to today.
Hey everyone! My name's Archie. It's so glad to meet you!
What have you been up to lately, Archie?
Well, I've been spending a lot of time at home with my family. We've been riding bikes and we've been playing lots of board games and an appropriate amount of video games. But the biggest thing I've been doing is I've really been missing church.
I know. I've been missing seeing everyone at church too. It's been really hard not being able to do all the things that we want to do. But I do have a really cool, new, exciting thing to tell you about.
Whoa, what is it?
This fall, we are starting a brand new discipleship series for the whole church. That includes you, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your grandparents, everyone. And you can do it at home, on the couch, in your pajamas.
Whoa! You know, one time I went fishing with my dad and I caught a fish wearing my pajamas! But what I still can't figure out is why the fish was wearing my pajamas!
I have no idea, Archie. But each week, we're going to be releasing new videos to watch, discussion questions to talk about with your family, and activities that you can do at home.
Whoa, videos? Well, what are they going to be about?
Well, this series is called Foundations, and it's all about the big questions that we have about God and what we believe that shape the foundations of our faith.
Whoa, well that's good because I have a lot of questions about God.
I'm so glad you do, because it's asking questions that help us to learn and grow. I'm really excited to study this series with you, Archie, and with our whole church family. Even though we can't be together in person during this time, it's still such a cool way to stay connected with each other and with God.
Whoa, well, that sounds really awesome. Let's get started. Well, I see, Miss Sherry, you got some games out here, and my favorite game, Jenga.
Oh, you like playing Jenga?
I love playing Jenga. The only problem is I always want to pick the pieces on the bottom, and that makes it fall over faster.
Yeah, it makes the game so much harder when you mess with the foundation.
Foundation? What's a foundation?
Well, a foundation is the basis or the groundwork that something rests on or holds onto. So in the case of Jenga, it's all the little blocks on the bottom that keep the tower balanced.
Huh. Almost like a foundation, but I wonder if there's some other things that need a strong foundation.
Well, buildings and houses need a strong foundation, for example. The first thing that builders do when they're constructing a house is they pour the foundation and then they build the house on top of it. Houses without strong foundations start to crack or fall apart. So when storms or something comes up, it's really easy for the house to not be able to stand strong and tall. And just like a house needs a strong foundation, so does our faith.
Our faith? Why does our faith need a strong foundation? It's not a game of Jenga.
Well, our faith doesn't have a physical foundation like a house or a Jenga game. It has a spiritual foundation. We have to know what we believe and why we believe it, so that when things get tough in life and there are storms in our own lives, that we can stand strong and rest on our solid foundation of faith.
Well, I thought this was about asking questions. What's today's question?
Today's question is, why think deeply about God?
Well, I don't know. Why do we think deeply about God?
Well, by thinking about God and learning about Him, it helps us to build a strong foundation for our faith, and it shapes our worldview.
Worldview? What is that, like from space where you view the world?
Not really. A worldview is more like it sounds. It's just our view of the world and our beliefs that we have about it. So it's like, putting on a pair of sunglasses. So sunglasses have dark lenses in them. So when you put them on, everything is darker. And that helps when you go outside and the sun is bright and you put on your sunglasses and you can see everything clearly. And our worldview is kind of like sunglasses in that it changes the way we see things and view things.
But why is having a worldview important?
Well, our worldview, what we believe about God affects everything that we do. The words that we use, the choices we make, even how we feel about things.
So, are there more than one worldviews?
Yes, many people believe different things about God and how we should live and why the world is the way it is and even what happens when we die. But it's important that we as Christians get our answers from God himself.
But how can I get my answers from God? How do I even know anything about God?
That is another really good question, Archie. It's actually the question we're going to be talking about next week.
Whoa, I can't wait for next week. I'm going to think about all these questions, and I'm going to write down the ones I have and be all ready for next week.
Sounds great. In the meantime, you can talk with your family about everything we learned today. Why don't you tell everybody watching at home goodbye?
Well, this has been really fun. I've learned a lot about foundations. I'll see everybody next week. Bye!
We are so glad that you're joining us for our Foundation series. We have another exciting video coming up next week. We also have our Family Connection bags that you can sign up to receive every week. Each bag includes an activity to do at home that corresponds with our lesson, definition cards that help us remember everything that we're learning, and discussion questions for the family. You can sign up to receive these bags on our websites. If you post a picture or send in a picture of your family participating in our Foundation series, you're automatically entered to win a door prize for that week. Thank you so much for being a part of our discipleship community. See you next week.